Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you. Happy Hump Day. This is Rob the Mad Hatter from the hashtag SBTVNation talking to my boy, The Dream. What's up, kid?
Oh, what's going on, player? How you doing today, man? I was on Twitter last night, been on, back and forth a little bit with guys, and everybody's excited about the upcoming debut on Friday as we debut on the radio, AM 12:30 AM, KCOH. Guys, just want to let you guys know, this is a segment that we have. It's a small slot, on an AM station. It's a small step, but a huge step for SBTV, huge step for the nation. We are not on for a full hour. We are on for a small segment, and it will hopefully, with the continued success of it, it will grow and it will grow and it will grow. So
yes.
We just want to clear that up for you guys. Also, in case you want to listen, KCOH Radio does have their own app. You could download their app on your iPhone or your iPad. As far as the other devices, I don't really know how that works, but I have an iPhone and an iPad. You can download their app and you can listen to us live if you want to listen to us at that time. And we're working on finding out whether we can have the playback actually on our website as well, so you'd be able to go at some point and listen to it on us. But we're working on that. Not really sure if legal lets us do that yet, but we will find out.
Oh, awesome, dude. That sounds really good, man. You're doing a lot of homework on it, kid. I'm proud of you, player.
Come on, son. This is your boy. This is your boy's debut.
Well, get ready, man, because we are coming full steam and full speed ahead, man. That's for sure. So, dog, your boy Money Mayweather's going to be fighting in September, man. He's fighting Andre Berto, who is 3-3 in his last 6 fights.
Bumming it up. They're trying to see if they can get him to fight Ronda Rousey. Might be that much more competitive.
Definitely, man. Mayweather is minus 4,000 favorite to win, son.
Yeah, those are my kind of numbers, and that's just letting you know his dominance. Obviously, there's nobody really in the game right now to mess with him. Unfortunately, I feel bad for him because like Roy Jones Jr. had this same issue when he was at the top of his game. The competition just was non-existent for him, and he was just able to be just a dominant force. And in this case, Mayweather, as of right now, he's beaten everybody who was, who was supposed to be pretty good.
There's some other notable names, which I'll do my homework and get it on the show for tomorrow, that they were talking about
no doubt there's some guys that he could fight, but this was arranged. This last fight had already been arranged. I think like even before he ended up fighting Pacquiao, because he had the contract that he had to fulfill this last match. So this was kind of already done already.
Oh, I got you. Well, it's going to happen at the MGM Grand on September 12th, dude. So
we should go.
Yeah, we should. Right. What do you think, man? You want to get out there or what?
Dude, I would. Are you kidding me? I'd love September 12th, and then get up the next morning for the first week of football.
Oh,
what do I think?
Oh,
did I just talk you into that? Because if y'all talk to me, I'm all for it. Matter of fact, I was talking to the bride last night about, would you like to go to Vegas for the first week of football? And she was like, well, when is it? Dude, you'd say go.
Wow, interesting. That's definitely something that we need to entertain. But so you invited the bride?
Yeah, dude. Well,
son.
First week of football.
Son.
Okay, fall back. Because we went last time without her. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, but that means I got to bring my bride now.
But dude, it's football. You give them a limited amount of money, and then I'll do the fake credit card deal where I turn the credit card off but give it to her and say, okay, kick rocks, and then she'll realize like halfway through it that her credit card doesn't work when she goes to pull it out, and then be like, oh shoot, he played me.
Oh, definitely. Hey, all right, man. It is what it is, man. A couple of other things here, your boy. So we were talking about Ray Rizzle, Mr. Ray Rice. He did surface, man. He's he was on a little talk show there with ESPN talking about how he's under rehabilitation for domestic violence and all this other stuff. And no NFL teams have picked him up yet, son.
The Dream talks about him, and he comes out the next day. Poor Ray. I don't know what's going on with him. You know what? he's gonna get. I'm pretty sure he's gonna land on a team. You know, I could think of several teams that could use Ray Rice right now in their offenses. The Carolina Panthers, the Denver Broncos could probably use him. The Jets. I mean, we could go on probably for days. The Titans. Any team that stinks, which there were several of them, could definitely use this guy. You know, so and you know, outside of this little issue, I don't know of Ray Rice being any type of problem, and there's not any rumblings of his attitude being foul. So I'm sure he's gonna land on his feet. It's just like the NFL seems to have this smacking you on the wrist and blackballing you in certain situations. As certain guys I've noticed are not able to come back, and then other guys can just stick and move, like just come in and out like they want.
Well, how about the Dallas Cowboys? I guarantee you they'll make a shot for him. What do you think about that?
Well, you know what? The Dallas Cowboys actually, you know what? That is, oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Think about it.
Wow. The Cowboys should be on the phone with him right now.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at, man. So that would make a lot of
sense. On the PUP list. Hey, another thing I want to talk about. Listen, guys, you know, it is my opinion. I don't know this for a fact, so don't quote me on it. You know what I'm saying? But it is my opinion. You know, JPP's injury, I think it's more than what they're telling us, because honestly, at this point in the game,
right,
for them to not have seen you and not know what's going on, I mean, unless the Giants are lying, I don't know what's going on with them. And, you know, some stuff, the Patriots were, you know, did start the whole let's not be transparent, a word we like to use here at Sports Better TV. Let's not be transparent with our injuries. The Patriots started that, and the Giants may have jumped on board. I don't know, but if they really haven't seen this guy, it doesn't look good. I mean, I don't know what happened to him. I mean, they are saying fingers, but, you know, I don't know if this dude lost his hand, or I don't know what happened to this dude. But for him to not, you know, for it to be this quiet, and the other thing, big ups to him and whoever his team is for being able to keep this as out of the press and low key and not have any pictures surface. I mean, you can't go out for a pizza these days without you know, people getting a picture of you, and he has managed to stay off the grid. So whatever he's using, hey, the Patriots might want to get him on their team.
Definitely, I did. When you Google JPP's finger, you know, Jason Pierre-Paul, when you Google his finger, there's a picture that comes up with this really gruesome hand. Really? I don't think it's his, though. I think that somebody just posted that and put him in there. But dude, I mean, it's like blown wide open. I'm like, oh, dude, I don't know if that's his hand or not. But if it is, man, it looks pretty damn nasty. I got to tell you that much. If you got a weak stomach, don't even do it. I got news for you.
No doubt.
You know?
Talk about weak stomach. We went to Mickey. You know, I had to do Mickey Dizzle's breakfast on Monday.
Oh, no.
Well, you know, we had the kids with us, and then, you know, we went to the zoo, and, you know, funny story about the zoo's like kind of in the hood a little bit. It's kind of a hood zoo, and so we had to dip down the street to get like some Mickey Dizzles. And it's funny because you know kids don't really, well, my kids don't really know, like, they don't know the difference between the hood and, you know, regular Mickey Dizzles. And they're like, Daddy, why are there bars up on the windows? why are people asleep like in the patio section of Mickey Dizzles? You know what I mean? And then the guy, you know, somebody asked my wife for some loot. And cats don't know because they see me and they're figuring, oh, all right, well, he's from the hood too, so we ain't bothering him. But they see her and they think that she's, you know what I mean, from like somewhere. She's more hood than me. She gets my dad off. We go get a job, blah, 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 all this stuff. And my son's looking at me like, Dad, why is mommy so mean to that man? I'm like, nah, you don't get it. But just come on, let's come on in. Let's go get breakfast. Then we go in. Everybody speaks Spanish inside behind the counter.
He's referring to McDonald's, guys, in case you don't know what Mickey Dizzles is. That's like the common spot after the bar when we're drunk. That always ends up where we end up landing, man, at
Not
the end
drunk,
of the day.
not drunk, just buzzed.
Well, the last time we did Wendy's and they ran out of bacon, that was kind of crazy.
Oh, my God. Me and had her at those drive-through windows at Wendy's. Mind you, the line, we had waited in line for like 30 minutes at Wendy's because it's packed. So I had her get up, and of course, his high profile behind got to order something that they told, yo, I want a double baconator with extra bacon. And they're like, sir, we don't have any more bacon. And then I had her some fit in the car that they don't have any. I'm like, son, could you please fall back so we can get our food and they don't spit all over it?
How do you
mean you don't have any bacon?
How do you run out of bacon at Wendy's,
bacon.
son?
Isn't this Wendy's?
Definitely, man. Oh, so getting back, speaking of NFL injuries, kid, Arian Foster.
Oh, dude, what, that's a surprise?
No. Never.
That's like these dudes. My boy B-Mac always says that they love the comp checks. They get a comp check every time they go out on injury.
Right, yeah.
And a lot of that too. Guys do not want to do training camp right now. The veterans and the stars, they don't. Other than Peyton Ball, they don't want to be there right now. Like, it's like headache for them. They know they're starting for the most part. They are leaps and bounds ahead of the other guys, but like they got to do all kinds of working out that they don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? They're just lazy. Even Favre used to say, he said that he didn't mind playing, but he hated going to practice.
Yeah, man. Arian Foster has got a groin injury, and it's going to possibly require surgery, man. Put him out till week 6 or 8. Of the NFL, kid. Yeah,
man, I'm listen, some of these guys, I get tired of their injuries and stuff, And Foster's shelf life, like what, 2 years, maybe 3 tops?
Yeah, man. I don't know, but that's pretty, as far as your fantasy guys out there, I mean, hey, that's going to put you back a little bit, man. So,
not really. You save them to the, you guys are probably going to save them to the end. It'll be a late pickup, maybe in like the last few rounds. So at least it's great that they're getting it talked about now and out of the way as you guys can prepare for your fantasy leagues.
Absolutely, man. Dude, your boy Kobe Cope, man. I think it's going to be his last year. He swears they're going to make the playoffs this year, kid. Lake Show.
Yeah, okay, Kobe. I love, you know what I love? You have the picture on Instagram with Kobe Cope with Call of Duty, and he's standing there with the gun, and Kobe plays Call of Duty, and he has 0 assists. That is a hilarious picture. Anybody that plays Call of Duty will know why that's funny, as it's very easy to get an assistant kill in Call of Duty. And with Kobe with 0 assists, that's hilarious. I look at that, and I think about it all the time when I play Call of Duty and just crack up.
Yeah, definitely. And, you're looking at, Lake Show, they did bring in D'Angelo Russell, as a number 2 pick, but they brought in Nasty Roy Hibbert, bro, from Indiana.
Oh, to him, I loved him. He was incredible for us.
Oh, my God, he was horrible, dude.
Couldn't get him off the I couldn't get him to the bench fast enough. I hated every time he came in. I was like, oh, not this guy again. Missing dunks, just looking clumsy. And you know what? The year before that, he was dope, and then comes back, and talk about, I don't know, weird ordeals.
I don't know, but he swears they're going to make the playoffs, man, Mr. Kobe Cobe. So we will have that conversation as we go.
What you expect Kobe to say, though? I mean, like, these guys, go out and ask dumb questions. You want to go talk to, just like right now, you talk to all the NFL teams with the exception of a few. Like the Raiders and the Jets and the Titans. But exception of a few, cats talking about how they going to be dope. Oh, we going to win the Super Bowl. Oh, we going to do this. We and then come out dusty.
I know, man. I know. So today marks the 22nd anniversary of the Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura fight, kid. You remember that back in the day?
I don't.
Robin Ventura charged him out, and Nolan Ryan laid the smackdown on him, kid.
I
got to see the video, guys. Guys, take a look at the Nolan Ryan and Robin Ventura fight. Robin Ventura rushes the mound. Nolan Ryan gets him in a headlock and starts nailing him, dude, for like at least I'd say at least 25 seconds before everybody cleared the benches and all that. But that was a pretty historic fight, man. 22 years ago, dude. It seems like yesterday, man.
Really?
Crazy, dude.
Hey, listen, but by the way, back to the zoo, right? So the zoo's kind of in the hood, so you get there, and it's kind of like there's like no signs that it's a zoo. It's like like you kind of got to figure it out. If you don't have like the thing in your navigation, like you'll ride by the place 3 or 4 times and not know it. They do have big gates up, but you would think they'd have a big sign that says zoo, and they don't. So anyway, you go in the zoo, and it's like I said, it was like a zoo from the hood. So it was like they had money and they ran out of it. So started cutting corners. So they had like they had a couple of zebras, but like one zebra was like healthy and the other zebra looked like he was smoking crack. He was like laying in the corner. My kids were like, "Daddy, what's wrong with that zebra?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." In the meantime, man, I'm over here cracking up because with my warped sense of humor, I'm like, "Yo, this is a controversial zoo, man. Some of the gates might be open where the stuff can get out, so it can go and like cop a TV set real quick and try to sell it."
Oh my God!
The monkeys looked like they was running the show in the zoo. They was standing on the corner, like pimping out the other monkeys. I was like, "Yo, this zoo is crazy."
Oh man! A couple of other notable news here. Dave Dombrowski for the GM for the Detroit Tigers is out. Kid, they got rid of him. Gone.
Yes, no doubt.
They needed to. I mean, the Tigers, they did win a bunch of pennants while he was there, but couldn't get the job done under his tenure.
A little change of pace, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, man. And going into baseball, your favorite sport, man. The Cubs, dude. Arrieta, man, shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates, dude. I keep trying to tell everybody about this Pirates team.
Yeah, you tell everybody about a lot of teams.
I do. You're right. Pittsburgh got shut out by Arrieta last night, man. He pitched 7 innings. I think they got 2 hits off him, dude. Crazy. And speaking of somebody that was supposed to shut out another team, so my boy Chris Sale has let up 7 earned runs in the last 2 games.
I was about to. I'm glad you beat me to it because you knew I was coming with Chris Sizzle. You know I was coming to ask you about what happened with Chris Sizzle yesterday. Speaking of telling you about teams, 7
dude, he let up a 2-run shot right out the gate. And you know what's? I mean, dude, you can't write this stuff any better than this. I mean, realistically, you got one of the worst offenses in all of baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays, coming in and scoring 11 runs while Chris Sale is pitching. Son, how does that make sense?
It doesn't, brother. It doesn't. I don't know. Like I said, it's baseball. Listen, you got 2 more weeks to gruel through, to grind through, and then once that's over, we can really get into some real, the real deal Holyfield. I am not, like I said, you know what? And I actually, believe it or not, once the playoffs start, though, I will get involved with baseball as far as, because I don't mind betting on the playoffs. I just, like I said, man, the season's too long for some of these guys. Obviously they're not ever going to cut down on it because they make money. But the baseball season is just too long. The baseball, honestly, when you think about it, should be starting their playoffs right now.
Well, yeah, especially with the St. Lucia Cardinals kind of taking their foot off the gas a little bit these days, huh?
Yeah, but that's because I told you they turn it on and off when they want.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. They
end up losing. On the road in Cincinnati, nothing to do. So they probably just hanging out in their rooms and doing what they do. Yeah, man. And if you look at the wild card right now, the Cubs are 11 games over 500 and are actually a half a game over San Francisco, bro. And please don't forget the Cubs were swept by the Phillies, by the way. Just not more than 5 games ago. Yeah, right. Speaking of the Phillies, what'd I tell you about this team, man? Crazy, right? No, not crazy. Just it's baseball, dude. I know, beating up on the Dodgers, man. I mean, I know the Dodgers got Greinke tomorrow, but dude, Philly's got a shot at winning this series, man. Which is no, they do, and I don't, and I'm not involved in it. The Dodgers are on the road again. I didn't get involved in that at all. Dodgers are on the road. It's the Phillies and it's the Dodgers, so the Dodgers probably, once again, not really all that interested. They'll send Greinke out there tomorrow, grab a quick win, just going to try to keep the pace, and then maybe try to turn it on a little bit later in the season. That's how it just goes. But I'm sure they'll probably catch a win today as they got Big Head on the mound. Yes, definitely, man. The Phillies got Fat Head on the mound. Mr. Harang, who's been absolutely dreadful, man. We'll get into the games in a few. We got some games during the day as well. But, speaking of the wild card race, the AL is a mess, kid. You've got the Angels and Blue Jays emerging right now. And then you've got Minnesota minus, 1 game back.
Baltimore 1 game back, Tampa Biscuit 2 games back, and Texas Rangers 2 games back. It's up for grabs, dude.
Yeah, it is up for grabs, but I'm sure as we get closer to the end, you know, and the smoke clears, everything will work its way out like it generally usually does.
Definitely. My boy Yato's finally celebrating a Brewers win, man. Congratulations. They've just been absolutely dreadful, man. And they were favored last night, and I was actually looking at that, but it's just hard for me to take them game to game now with selling everybody. You know what I mean?
I know. You know what? I wanted to get involved with the with K Sizzle for the series, and I did it because I had some other stuff to do, and I got busy at night, and it was too late, and I missed it. So I didn't get involved with that, and I see KC handled their business with game 1 out of the gate like I knew they would. I probably should have did you see the Yankees score, by the way?
I did. And that was a headache for a minute. They were like losing the game.
Might want to recruit a couple of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, I want to send a big up to everybody that's retweeting the show. We got my man 808 Palanchi out there, Winkley's out there. We got my boy D, Joseph Del Rosario, Soccer's Finest, JC, James Harrelson. What's happening, brother? It's post time. Tip Talkers out there, Clown Man Swag, Vinny, Irvin, P for Prez, System Pick 63, OJFB. What's happening, player? Sergio Rodriguez, C. Rodriguez Jr., Rick Lopez, Danish Better, Heavy 365, Marlon, Sin City Maverick, Christos, Sarat King J, and so many more. Good morning to you, people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So we got a couple of days away. Who do you got coming up for guests, Stream?
We have Mr. Irvin coming in the house on Friday. He's going to talk with us as he won the Freaky Friday contest last week, and we will talk to him as he's always been there for us, you know, chiming in, you know, good time. On the following week, we got my man Kurt Lauderdale coming up on the 10th. He's going to talk to us about the PGA Championship as he's been highly involved with the golf scene since he's making money hand over foot, which is no shocker to us. So we're going to have him on so he can maybe discuss a little bit of futures and get us prepared for the PGA coming. And then we got Betting the Dream coming on the 12th, and we got my man Rich Winter coming up too as well.
Oh, nice.
Coming up to kick it with us, as we haven't had him on in a minute to talk to us. So we got a few people kind of dwindling out the guest spots a little bit as we talk to most of the people that have supported us, and we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of what we do.
All right. Well, speaking of guests, I mean, that's during the week, but I had a vision dream to get the Saturdays really popping. Myself and Dr. Dan, since you're off. So I reached out to a couple of guys that have been smacking baseball around, and I am doing the MLB All-Star team this Saturday. I'm just going to leave it at that for a minute. I got 3 guys coming on the show this Saturday. I will announce it as we confirm everything. I think everybody's pretty much confirmed. I just got to talk to Dan about the format a little bit, kind of, have him let some of these other guys have something to say. You know what I mean? So we can go from there. So it's gonna be a real good show on Saturday, man. Make sure you guys listen in. 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, we will have my 3 guests coming in with myself and the evil genius of Major League Baseball kid.
Yato said we should have led the show with the Brewers. Yato, it is against our contract and our affiliation to ever lead the show with the Brewers.
All right. Oh, so let's get right into it, man. Let's get into the baseball and see what we got popping.
Really?
Yes, we got to do it right about now. So let me get this going.
Just when the day was getting fun.
All right, let's see. We got a couple during the day. All right, brother. So taking a look at this, man, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 during the day, guys. They start at 2:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the nasty Tampa Bay Rays coming into the Chicago White Sox. So, yeah, I took Chris Sale yesterday. Got a smoke showed, but, hey, I'm looking at some stuff here today and trying to make some moves. So
I am so glad I didn't tell you with Chris Sizzle, because I was kind of feeling you for a minute with that, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Is this white? Because I don't really like the white. By the way, you talk about the Padres. I'm not the White Sox are like only one step away from the Padres in my book. I don't really mess with the White Sox a lot. In fact, I've made a lot of money betting against the White Sox this season. You got Rodon on the mound for the White Sox. He's 4-4 with a 4.84 ERA. The White Sox are 50 and 55 all around, 25 and 26 at home. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays are 54 and 54 all around, 27 and 24 on the road. Ramirez is 8 and 4 with a 3.61 ERA.
Yeah, right. Yato's saying, let's skip the bases and talk college football. Dude, we're going to be doing a lot of football coming up.
I'm all for that, Yato, right now. I don't need to talk about a lot of football.
This is pretty much even money all across the board with an under-over of 8 runs. I don't see Tampa Bay Rays sweeping anybody, let alone the White Sox, but it can happen, guys. Tampa Bay is 554 and 54, as you alluded to. Chris Rodin, man, that ERA is kind of crazy, over 5 runs. And looking at the White Sox, 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games. Dude, all of a sudden, I mean, they went on that run, and now it's like the polar opposite. Can't quite figure them out, man. 1-8 in their last 9 games at home as well, Dream.
No doubt.
Kind of crazy, but when you look at Tampa Bay, 6-13 in their last 19 on the road. Winners of a couple straight games here. They're actually 5-0 in the last 5 when playing the White Sox, so they own them. And both of these offenses are pretty bad, man. Tampa Bay, 3.69 runs a game, and Chicago is not much better, 3.71. Tampa Bay did their thing last night. Don't like the matchup, man. Got to stay away from it, man.
Oh, go get some White Sox.
No, I already lost a series play with them.
Oh, that's right.
I already lost that, so I'm done with them. So we'll keep it moving to Seattle and Colorado with Mr. Taijuan Walker on the mound, or Tawan Walker. Colorado, Chris Russin, Seattle minus 130, and I don't have a total yet, being in Coors Field.
I have 11.
You have 11, okay. And what you got there for pitchers and stuff?
We have Mr. Russin is 3 and 4 with a 4.61 ERA for Colorado. The Rockies are 44 and 61, 24 and 29 at home. Walker is 8 and 7 with a 4.73 ERA for the Mariners. They are 28 and 27 on the road.
All right, so when you look at this matchup here, I mean, Seattle did their thing last night. Total's gone over in 8 of the last 12 Seattle games. Somebody hit me up and alluded to the fact that Colorado, that the games have been going over in Coors Field in August. So, you know, you got that warm air out there, the warm, dry air. I think you might be onto something, man, with the balls kind of flying out of the park. Dude, it seems like as soon as you blink your eyes, there's like 7-8 runs in these games. So, something to take a look at. Colorado 1-6 straight up in the last 7 games, and 2-5 in their last 7 games at home. Seattle 4-1 in their last 5, trying to make a little bit of a run, but I just don't see it happening. I think if you guys are trying to do futures on them, I'd wait until like almost the end when they're like 10,000 to 1, and I don't even know if I'd put my money on them at that point. So looking at this, Seattle's got a pretty putrid offense as well, 3.73 runs a game. Colorado doing their thing, 4.57. They are 17 games under 500. These pitchers' ERAs are kind of crazy too, man. This might be another overplay, Dream.
Not for me.
Not for you, right?
Oh.
All right, I don't blame you, man. Cleveland Indians shutting out the LA Angels last night, man, 2-0. Cleveland with Danny Salazar on the mound. The LA Angels have Hector Santiago, and LA is minus 130 with an under-over of 7. Santiago's been pretty good this year. What do you got?
Santiago and the Cleveland Indians. Well, I got Salazar actually going for the Cleveland Indians. I'm sorry. Okay. Santiago's going for the Angels. My bad, guys. Salazar is 9 and 6 with a 3.47 ERA for the Indians. The Indians are 29 and 25 on the road. The Angels are 33 and 22 at home, and Santiago 7 and 5 with a 2.70 ERA. This game is a 3:35 Eastern Standard start.
All right, so I'm looking at this. I'd like to see what Santiago's done in his last few outings. If you guys give me a minute, I could pull it up and we could have that conversation. So let's look at the pitcher's logs. Last outing versus the Dodgers, at the Dodgers, dude. 5 innings, 9 hits, 5 earned runs. Versus Texas, he had a loss, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs. And versus Boston, he had 5 innings, 8 hits, 1 earned run. So I think he bounces back here at home. The only thing is, I'd like to know what the LA Angels do during the day. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a 3:35 start, so that puts it at 12:35 out in LA. So I'd like to get a look at that before I make a decision on it. I think the LA Angels bounce back, though. I think minus 130 is a pretty good value for them being at home. I'll probably end up taking them today, Dream.
Okay.
But I got to look at the rosters and see what comes out of it. So I'll probably do that probably around 1:30, I think, is when I'll get the roster and get an idea. Baltimore at Oakland today. Baltimore with Yen Chen yet again on the mound versus Oakland's Kendall Graverman. Baltimore minus 140 with an under-over of 7.5 runs. What do you got here, brother?
The Baltimore Orioles are 22-32 on the road. Chin is 5-6 with a 3.24 ERA. The Athletics are 24-32 at home. Graverman is 6-7 with a 3.84 ERA. This series right now is split, and I was looking at the Athletics at home as they were getting, I believe they were plus 120. I actually talked to my boy Kid Picks about it, but we decided, he was like, the Athletics got rid of their better. Their bat, as in Zubaris. So we stayed away, but the Athletics were, it was like that home team dog kind of thing going on.
Yep.
Didn't end up taking it, but the Athletics got a chance to win the series today.
Definitely, man, and that's Zobrist that they traded away,
yep.
as well as Kazmir's gone too.
Well, yeah, I was worried about the bat as far as their firepower. Just putting up some runs.
Yeah, I
wasn't really thinking about the pitching, so to say.
I don't blame you for staying away from this one, dude.
Yeah, it was. It just didn't. Baltimore could be. Baltimore came out and smoked them the first game, and then they came back last night. The A's and handled their business last night. So, hey, what are you gonna do?
Baltimore 8-3 in their last 11 games, man. And if you look at Oakland, they're 4-8 in their last 12. Total's gone under in 6 of the last 7 Oakland games at home. Looking at the respective ERAs, this is a pretty ugly game, man. If you're a $100 better with Oakland, you're actually down almost $2,100, Dream. Nasty.
I know.
Nasty. So, but believe it or not, dude, in the last 25 games when Oakland's playing at home versus Baltimore, they're 17-8. So, you were thinking about taking a dog on that, huh?
I was. I was successful. Remember, I took the Yankees plus 100 against the against who did they play? The White Sox. Yeah, the White Sox. I took the Yankees plus 100 against the White Sox, which was my first little taste of some underdog money. Not really my first taste, but I'm just saying. So I was like, hey, that's pretty good. I like that.
Oh, cool, man. My boy Christos is telling me that the LA Angels during the day have an 11-17 record, dude. Wow. Interesting. All right, man. So, maybe we stay away from that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the next one and see what we got. We got the the LA Dodgers at the Philadelphia Phillies. LA Dodgers with Brett Anderson on the mound minus 190 juice versus Mr. Aaron Harang with an under-over with an under-over of 8 runs. Kid! Do the Philadelphia Phillies win again today?
No.
You don't think so, huh?
I'm not doing it, though, but they don't win again today. Harang is 5-11. Apparently his head bothers the rest of the guys on the team as they don't want to hit the ball for him. He's got a 3.97 ERA. The Phillies are 42-65 all around, 27-27 at home. Anderson is 5-6 with a 3.14 ERA. The Dodgers are 60-46, 23-28 on the road.
All right. So, when I look at this game here, man, it's pretty tough to make that call, to see the Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, I guess the Dodgers stranded a lot of base runners last night. Like, every inning they had, like, second and third. They just could not get the job done, man.
Really?
Yeah, so...
You know what? Know.
I think this Dodgers team, I think they're going to make some noise in the postseason, though. I agree with you on that, Dream.
Yes.
Just because of the 1-2 punch with Kershaw and Greinke. But, you've seen what Kershaw has done in the playoffs. It's almost like your boy Peyton Ball. You know what I mean?
No one's quite like Peyton Ball in the playoffs, so I wouldn't make that association.
I don't know, man. You know what?
My poor boy, man. You know what? It's got to irk the hell out of him to be just as successful and good as he is, and then to have that because that's what cats are always going to talk about when he's gone. They will forever talk about him in that respect, you know, kind of like we talk about the Buffalo Bills, you know, always getting there but not being able to win. Dude is just, Peyton Ball's reinvented the game. You know, a lot of teams have attempted to tailor their stuff after him, and he's just an incredible player, great athlete, great off the field persona. I just feel so bad that he hasn't had more success in the postseason, because he will be remembered as the greatest thing that almost was.
Yeah, right. The greatest thing that almost won, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, right.
So, all right, so let's move on to the next one and see what we got here. I don't really have an opinion, guys. I mean, for me to bet the Philadelphia Phillies is kind of crazy, I'll be honest with you. LA Dodgers should beat them, but you know what? You just don't know. You just don't know right now. And I got news for you. LA better stop, screwing around here. I mean, they're 14 games over 500, but with the second wild card now in the loop, it's just like, you have to get the division. You know what I mean? Because that you only got a one-game playoff in the wild card. Before, back in the day, it didn't really matter. As long as you got the wild card, you were in the playoffs playing, with four teams in each conference. You know what I'm saying? But now you got the one-game playoff, and anything could happen. You put Greinke on him out, he could get blown up. So they have to win the division, I think, to make this thing work. To be honest with you.
I think they're going to be okay.
Think they'll win the division?
I'm not really nervous about them. I kind of do, bro.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So, they're only 2 games over not over 500, over the division. So, right. But if they have a series versus San Francisco Giants, which I'm sure they're going to be playing them quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, they gotta win. They gotta win these games, dude.
I hear you. Hear you.
If you look at it, let me just take a look at what they got. How many times they got to play the San Francisco Giants coming up in the schedule? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 4 of those games are like the last week of the season. So I don't know, man. You gotta beat the Phillies. You have to. So, all right, scrolling to the next game, guys. I don't have an opinion on that. I'm not betting it, period. Kansas City coming into Detroit. Kansas City has Yordano Ventura on the mound, and Detroit has Anibal Sanchez. I don't have a line here, Dream. Do you have a line? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. My bad. I skipped to the next one here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Johnny Cueto is going today, guys. I was looking at tomorrow's matchup, so please just edit that part out. Detroit has Matt Boyd, but I still don't have a line on this matchup either. What do you got here?
All right, I got the line I got KC minus 165, and I have an over and under of 8.
Okay. Makes sense. So,
all right.
What do you got as far as you got Cueto's numbers up?
I do. Cueto is 7-6 with a 2.70 ERA. The Royals are 63-42 all around, 29-24 on the road. They put the smack down yesterday on the Tigers. I told you guys yesterday that KC owns Detroit.
Right.
Detroit is 51-55 all around, 25-28 at home. Boyd has no numbers. I guess he's getting his first start, so we'll have to check that out. I obviously like the Royals, as I've been, you've been talking about them and wanted to take them for the series.
Definitely. So I think Kansas City can get the job done too with Cueto as well. I mean, Detroit, dude, they're kind of spiraling out of control at this point, man. I mean, but they're only 4 games out of the wild card.
I know this, which is bizarre, but I get it. Yeah.
Just got rid of their president and GM, so I don't know. I mean, you see how some of these teams react to some stuff like that. Sometimes they come out and start winning. So I don't know. I just don't think they're going to I don't think they're going to beat Kansas City, to be honest with you. So I will keep it moving to the next one. We got the Cubs coming into the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Cubs have Dan Herron on the mound, where Pittsburgh has Jeff Locke, which you know how I feel about Jeff Locke. Pittsburgh.
How you feel about Mr. Locke? Tell me about the Locke.
It's been terrible, man. I don't. Every time I talk about him, he just doesn't do his thing, man. I'm looking at him right now. I mean, last game at Cincinnati, 5 hits, 5 innings and 3 earned runs. Versus Washington, 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs. Versus Milwaukee, not a bad outing, 7 1/3, 8 hits, 3 earned runs. Versus St. Lucia, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 earned runs. So I don't know. Jeff Locke just doesn't do it for me, man. But, he's going against Dan Herron today. What do you got for numbers on these guys?
I've got nothing for Herron right now. I don't know. Is he coming off an injury? Did he get traded? I don't know what his situation is.
I got it here. It's 7-7 with a 3.42 ERA.
Gotcha. Yeah, I thought it was a little bit shaky. Which that's not, I mean, necessarily bad. It's 500, whatever. Locke is 6-6 with a 4.21 ERA. The Pirates are 35-18 at home. You know what? This is a very interesting matchup as the Pirates' backs are against the wall. I think they need a win here in the worst way. I think you guys would agree with me on that. The Cubs, 31-23 on the road. I still can't forget that the Cubs got swept by the Phillies. Yeah. For some reason, that's sticking in the back of my mind. For some reason, I'm kind of leaning the Pirates. I don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on this because you guys know I don't really like playing these individual games, and why be bothered right now as we're 2 weeks away from football. But I will get back to you on this game a little bit later. If I play it, you'll see something from me, obviously. I'll put it out on Twitter. But I am leaning towards the Pirates right now.
These games consistently go under, man.
Yeah.
Me and my boy, the Vegas line reader, were going back and forth on it last night. He said there was a lot of steam coming in on the over. And I told him, I said, NL Central, man, it just seems like it always goes under. He was like, I totally agree. Let's pound it. And, big ups to him for getting that money. I did not get that game, unfortunately. I wish I did, man, because the Cubs, I think it was like 5-0 at the end. But I'm not messing with that game either, dude. We got Arizona coming into the Washington Nationals. Very, very, very sore subject for me, the Washington Nationals. Unbelievable what happened last night. Guys, I'm going to just kind of tell you, I'm going to paint a picture for you. One of the worst MLB losses ever. So, on a run line, right, they're up 2 runs, 2 outs, Papelbon on the mound, runner at third. Arizona hits the ball to the third baseman of the Washington Nationals, a hard ground ball. Very, very easy textbook play to win the game and win by 2 runs. My man at third base, all the time in the world, decides to throw the ball over the head of the first baseman, and the run comes in, and they win by 1 run. Oh, brutal, dude. How about that with an error dream?
I know, brother. I know.
That is just listen, nasty.
But I would tell you this, it would never happen to me. I would never lose a run line because I don't play them.
I got it. There you go. Well, Arizona, Robbie De La Rosa, and Washington, Gio Gonzalez. Washington minus 160 with an under-over of 7.5 runs. Talk to me. I watched Washington win by 9 today. What do you got?
We have the Washington Nationals with my man Gonzalez on the mound, 8-4, 3.75 ERA. The Nationals are 29-20 at home. The Diamondbacks 25-27 on the road. De La Rosa 8-5 with a 4.59 ERA. We talked about how pesty this Diamondback
Big
team
time.
is. Why you would do the run line against them?
Washington was up 3-0 right out the gate, too.
I know, brother, but I don't know why you would do the run line against the Diamondbacks.
Well, and there's no way of hedging that either, because live lines, if you're up like a couple of runs, they don't give you the minus 1.5 run line or plus 1.5. It's like whatever the difference is in scoring. So if you're up 3 runs, it's like either 2.5 or 3.5. You can't get the 1.5 to hedge. So it kind of makes me crazy. But total's going over in 6 of the last 7 Arizona games, and let's see, over in 4 of the last 5 Washington games at home. Arizona 7-3 in their last 10 games. Been pesky as hell. But the Nasties are 8-2 in the last 10 when playing Arizona. So any opinion on this with this crazy series, dude?
No, brother, no, no.
All right, man, I don't blame you.
That's an emphatic no.
Emphatic no. All right, well, here's something that you might be feeling, and I don't know how expensive it was to take your team, the Stanks, here, but for the series. But Boston coming into New York seemed like a football score yesterday, man. 13-3 final score.
I never got a chance to look at it. I liked it as well. I told you I had I had to do a little favor for my mom and dad, so I couldn't get involved with any type of the baseball yesterday. I wanted to take it, and the Yanks came out storming yesterday like they do. This is my team right here. This Yankee team is something, guys. I've been talking about it for a little bit, and it's actually starting to come around for them. So I'm really impressed with what they're doing this year. 60-45 all around, stellar record at home, 31-17. Severino's getting his first start today. I don't know what to expect out of him.
He's he's like a big prospect, man. Like there's a lot of hype on this guy.
All right, so we got to get a live looking at him. The Red Sox are 47-60, 20-32. Don't know if they're in the mood to play or if they're not in the mood to play, because that's how they seem to come out and do their thing. Wright from Boston is 4-4 with a 4.53 ERA. So this game will be, probably a pretty good game to watch.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Yankees are minus 190 here and like stellar at home. Plus, you have that offense that's just off the chain as well. So, I don't know, man. I mean, minus 190. I'd like to see this kid in the majors and see what he does first. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay away from it, dude. Just looking at it, I mean, he has no numbers, guys. So you're going to have to go back and look at his, minor league stats to get an idea. But that still doesn't really paint a picture for you. You know what I mean? Boston is 5-14 in their last 19 games, Dream. Unbelievable. This stretch has been bad ever since Buchholz went down. Yankees are 11-4 in their last 15 games, and you sense that I don't sense that the Yankees are worried about the Toronto Blue Jays, man. Doesn't seem that way.
They are not. The Yankees are worried about nobody right now, as they're their own worst enemy. Who is Severiano? If you haven't been pronouncing it right,
Severino.
Who's he replacing in the lineup?
He's not replacing anybody. They're just bringing him up.
Yeah, but I'm saying, though, well, they didn't have a 4-pitcher rotation already?
They have, let me think about this, CC, Capuano, Pineda.
I'm thinking, is he replacing CC?
No, because CC, I think, is going to pitch tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if they were trying.
Yeah, man. I'm going to take a look at something real quick, guys. I'm sure this is pretty interesting to you. Let's see how many times Toronto and the New York Yankees have to play coming up. You have, after this series, they got 3 versus Toronto at home. Then they got to go to Toronto in the middle of August 3 times. Then they got a 4-game set with them at home in September. Then another 3-game set in Toronto. Wow, they got a lot of games versus each other, man. That's like 14 games, brother.
No doubt.
Wow, interesting. Actually, 6, 9, 13 games left with Toronto. So, hey, man, we'll see what ends up happening with that. I know Toronto's 5.5 games back, so we'll see what ends up happening with that, guys. Hey, I wish you Yankee fans the best of luck, man. I just, for some reason, I just can't get down with them right now. I'd like to see what they do as it materializes. We got the Minnesota Twins, who have been absolutely, dude, just sliding and sliding and sliding. My God. Unbelievable, man. With Tyler Duffy on the mound today versus Drew Hutchinson for Toronto. Toronto minus 200 with an under-over of 8.5 runs. Wow. What do you got there?
I have Hutchinson 9-2 with a 5.42 ERA. 9-2 with a 5.42 ERA.
Wow.
Talk about run support, man. Is it lucky that when you got the bats flowing in back of you? The Blue Jays are 56-52, 34-21 at home. The Twins 54-52 all around, 20-30 on the road. And Duffy is getting his debut today, I guess, as well. So I don't have any numbers for him.
I haven't seen that guy's name yet either. So Toronto, the number 1 offensive baseball, guys. You already know that. You know the Minnesota Twins are pretty bad on the road. Toronto 6-1 in their last 7 games, and Minnesota is 1-6 in their last 7 on the road. You know, the Toronto Blue Jays have been winning and covering run lines, so it might be something to take a look at, guys. I'm not going to bet this game, though, because you know what? Just when you think that, you're riding a streak here is when Minnesota could sneak a game. Minnesota, dude, $100 better. You're up $1,244 on the year. And Toronto, believe it or not, dude, 4 games over 500, but you're actually down $289. $100 better is, man. And the total's going under in 4 of the last 5 games when Toronto has played at home versus Minnesota. And Toronto is 12-4 straight up in the last 16 games when playing at home versus the Minnesota Twins as well. I think I'm good with this game, brother.
Oh, good.
Yes. So maybe that's something you'll get involved in. 2 more games. 2 more games on the ticket, guys. St. Lucia coming into Cincinnati. St. Louis, Carlos Martinez. Cincinnati, David Holmberg. St. Louis minus 165 with an under-over of 7.5 runs. Another NL Central matchup, kid. What do you got?
I don't have this one for some. I'm looking for it now. Hold on one second.
7:10 start. I'll start going while you're looking.
I'm sorry.
Man. No problem. Carlos Martinez, 11-3 with a 2.64 ERA, so he's been pretty damn good. Coming into Cincinnati with David Holmberg, 1-0 with a 3.00 ERA. So when you look at this matchup here, I mean, St. Louis is superior in everything, including their record. Their record's incredible. They are 28 games over 500. Guys, they really make me scratch my head, though. I know they're really good defensively. I think they're probably the top in the league still as far as defense. Yeah, overall defense, number one, letting up 2.9 runs a game. That's how they're winning their games, but they win so ugly, man. I just don't know, man. It's like it's every dude, Dream. There's like I could count on one hand how many games that were not a stomachache with them.
Urban just told me that Pineda went on a DL.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that makes sense. So that's why they brought the other guy up, probably.
Right.
All right, sounds good, man. So what do you got here as far as an opinion? You think St. Lucia bounces back?
Definitely think St. Lucia bounces back. Martinez is 11-4, brother, with a 2.61 ERA. He kind of brings the noise, getting a little bit of run support out of the Cards, and they should be able to put the Reds away, not too difficultly. Holmberg is only a second start, so I'm not really all that excited with him, and he's 1-0, 3.00 ERA. I think St. Lucia bounces back. I'm not going to bet it, but I think they bounce back.
San Francisco at Atlanta. San Francisco has Mr. Madison Bumgarner on the mound, and Atlanta has Williams Perez. San Fran minus 180 with an under-over of 7 runs. And San Francisco is pretty much superior in everything here. What do you got?
All right, we got Bumgarner on the mound. He's 11-6, 3.39 ERA. Pitches a little bit better on the road than at home. And we have my man Perez, 4-1 with a 4.14 ERA for the Braves, 27-21 at home.
When you look at Bumgarner, his last outing versus Texas got smashed, kid. 7 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs. But, you know, the times before that, he had 1 earned run, 2 earned runs. So, I don't know, maybe just a bad game. Maybe his stuff wasn't on that day in Texas. But, you know, when you look at this matchup here, I mean, this Braves team, even though they are 2-7 in their last 9 games, they just seem like they're a pain in the ass, you know? San Fran minus all that juice. They are 10 games over 500, trying to catch the Cubs in the wild card, only being a half game out. They're 15-5 in their last 20, being San Francisco. I think San Francisco wins this game. I just don't know if I have the balls to bet it. And you probably don't either, huh?
Dude, no way. This game, come on, son. Really?
I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you. So, that's pretty much it, man. We went through the MLB card. We are 2 minutes before 10 o'clock, so right on time, brother.
Ended it with the San Francisco Giants playing the Braves.
I know. Tell me about it.
We should have just nastier matchups out there. Hey, you did the Padres Brewers?
I did not do the Padres Brewers. Did I miss that one?
You didn't do the Padres Brewers. You didn't do the Astros Texas.
Oh wow, I missed a whole row of games there. So you know what? Well, you know what? That's because they're all nasty. Let's just see. I mean, you got Harvey on the mound for New York today, going into Miami. New York minus 170. I think the juice is a little high there, so I'm going to stay away from that. Houston, Texas. You got Houston with Scotty Kazmir coming on, going into Texas. Houston minus 155 with an under-over of, 9.5 runs. With Kazmir? Dream, Kazmir's dope.
With Kazmir, I know. I'm looking. Hold on, give me a minute. Yeah, that's because these two are interesting.
Very interesting, man. Very interesting. I don't know, man. I think you got to take the under in that, dude. 9.5 runs with Kazmir.
Yeah, I think you do. I'm looking now. All right,
Kazmir's a 2.10.
We got to do a little homework. Take a look. Maybe get back on this. We got an 8:05 Eastern Standard start with this. Maybe we do that. Nick Martinez, though, 6-6 with a 4.10 ERA. He gives it up. I mean, but they've been hitting the ball this series. I don't know, dude.
Oh, man, I know, but Kazmir's been dope. So maybe we look at a team total with the Texas under. You're probably at 4.5 runs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one, man.
That is a tough one.
But we got to look. Maybe worth the shot at the 9.5. I don't know. We'll take a look.
9.5 runs. I mean, last night it was only 4-3, 7 runs. And you had Gallardo and Straley. It's not Kazmir's potential. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, but the game before that was 12-9. So, hey, I don't know, man. I think we may take a shot with the 9.5 being under, man, with Kazmir on the mound. Hopefully he doesn't get blown up in this. Guys, I'll get back to you on it. I want to take a look at some other variables here, and we'll have that conversation. But now, Dream, that does it for baseball finally. We're done with it.
You didn't do Brewers-Padres,
I'm not doing Brewers-Padres. I'm not taking it. Guys, I'm sorry. You know what, Yado, I apologize to you, but I'm not breaking down the Brewers. And
Oh, my God. Well, listen, the Brewers are minus 117. The Padres got Kennedy on the mound. He's 6-9 with a 4.44 ERA. Youngman is 5-3 with a 2.23 ERA as well. The Brewers are 21-34 at home. The Padres are 28-30 on the road. We obviously don't have opinion in there. We do both kind of like the under in the Astros-Rangers game.
Yeah,
as it's 9.5 and Scotty Kazmir's on the mound with that 2.10 ERA. Might be something you guys want to look at. Hatter and I will probably take a look at it, go back and forth on the text and see what's up and try to figure it all out.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So, Dream, I'm feeling the Angels during the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get with the Angels, and I'm going to look at that total being 9.5. I mean, guys, when you have a total like that with a superstar pitcher on the mound, it just kind of makes you scratch your head a little bit. It seems almost fishy to me. Nick Martinez, let's just look at what Nick Martinez has done in his last couple of outings real quick. He hasn't been that bad in the last two, man. He actually in the last game he pitched versus San Francisco, 6 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs. But before that, he went against the Angels and had 4 earned runs in 5 innings. So Kazmir, sorry guys, just give me a minute. I want to make sure that my information is on point here while we're doing this. Doing a little homework while we're on. Dude, Kazmir hasn't let up a run in the last 3 starts. And one of those was versus Toronto. So I think we might have to go for it, man. We'll get back to you later on and have that conversation, guys. So, what do you got to do to close out, brother?
Hey, we got to just do our thing and close out. I want to retweet everybody I want to thank everybody that's retweeting the show. We got few people out there doing it. We got my man MG86, randomly unpredictable, Total Sports Edge to pick, Jeff Ryan, Justin Hernandez, Snoopy Betts, Benjamin Rowe, Tanakis, Richard Comic, Holiday, Jason Bruz, Lex Scott, KMVU, Palangi 808, Winkley, D's out there, Joseph Del Rosario, Soccer's Finest, JC James Harrelson, It's Post Time, Tip Talker, Vinny's out there, Irvin, P for Prez, System Pick 83, OJFB, Sergio Rodriguez, C. Rodriguez Jr., Rick Lopez, Dane is better, Heavy 6365, Marlon, Sin City Maverick, Christos, and Sarat King J. Thank you guys so much for retweeting the show. I am the Dream. Always remember who you're with and make the most of each and every day, as you cannot get this time back.
To my brother Yado, we are boys, brother. Just, I do have a special place in my heart for the Milwaukee Brewers. The problem is that they sold everybody that was relevant, and the only guy we got left is the pitcher Taylor Jungmann. That's really doing anything right now. So, for me to bet them or break down their games and stuff like that, it's just really tough at this point, man. We're gonna have to wait till next year, brother. So sorry about that. But let's see, man. So hey, I want to thank everybody, Dream, for giving us all the love about the radio spot.
No doubt. Definitely. Big thanks to everybody who's given us the love about the radio spot, and a special thanks goes out to Direct Sports Solutions as well, as they help make this thing happen, and we will definitely not disappoint. And just a reminder, guys, like I said before, it is a segment. We are not on for a full hour, but it is a segment, and it's a small step on an AM station, but it's a huge step for the SBTV Nation. Huge opportunity for us, and we promise to rock the spot.
Absolutely, guys. We love you to death. Go out there, go easy, do your own homework, bet your own plays, make all your dreams a reality, and get that money. Let's go.
Peace.